Right. I'm going to give you the start of the world of the Mad Hatter. The Son of Man. Conquering Lion of Judah. Anyway, this is where I was made. This pub here is now called the Jolly Milliner. It was called the Boater. This is where that fucking slimy little cunt, that's my old man, the name's changed. I'll say it to the camera, it's easier. Anyway, this is where that little fucking little cunt that's my old man, my real dad, he fucked that fucking fat fucking slag horrible cunt that was my mum in here. This is where I was fucking made, inside this pub, the Green King. The name has changed from the Jolly Milliner, but it was known as the Boater. The Boater is where they made, the reason it was, the Luton is famous and called the Hatters because there was a load of hat factories. Luton was famous for making hats, the Boater hat. And this pub here was called the Boater. I mean, this was, and probably has always been one of the busiest pubs in Luton. Yeah, this is where I was made, in here. I'm going to give you a little tour of where I was born, where I lived. I'll drive round. It's going to be a silent movie. Part of it will be silent because I'm not sure that, you know, I'm just going to fucking say it outright. I'm just going to show you the imagery of it. And then I'll turn the camera around and talk. That's how I'm going to do it. Anyway, this is the Green King. Was called the Boater, where the Mad Hatter was born. And this is where I was born, grew up. I was made here. I was made here in this pub. I was born in the New Inn in Stevenage. Not Stevenage, in, I can't even fucking remember where the fucking place is now. I'm not conscious of that. I was registered for birth in Hertfordshire. I think I was born in Lister Hospital, which is, I weren't born in the L&D. I've been quite emotional today. I see a picture of, and I want to talk about a few fucking things. What heaven is, what hell is, what my dream of heaven could possibly be, or paradise. I saw a picture of my best mate from when I was a kid. I'll talk about what's gone, what's not. I've lost nothing because everything I had from where I grew up went years ago. It's been gone for years. It was destroyed. And I'm going to talk about how society has destroyed where I live, where I was born. What was my land, my area, my manor. This was my manor. This is it. I've got nothing to lose. Nothing to fucking... Oh, I'll make it on here, fuck it. I'll make it on this phone. and I'll upload it to that channel. I'll just have to put some fucking credit in because the credit was about to run out. I was about to change phones and make a short video. Anyway, it's changed now. I'm making a long one. But anyway, this is where I first fucking started. I'm going to give you a bit of a guided tour. So, let's pull out of here. Oh man. Gives a fuck. What are you going to fucking do? This is it. This is the last final fucking trip down memory lane before I lay the past to fucking rest. Because what else can I fucking do, really? Can't live in the fucking past. I don't have gangs. We never had a gang when I was a fucking kid. We had a posse. We had a fucking posse. I don't want anyone in my gang, but maybe, who knows? The dream may be that one day we put the posse back together. Right, so this here was the first place I went to school. This was my nursery school. I still remember I've been very emotional today, this morning, yesterday, and well, I don't know why. It's just the work of the All-Father. Sunday morning today, what, the 15th or 16th, I'm starting to know the dates because I have to keep doing fucking bullshit fucking shit at work, and I've always got to write the fucking date, writing permits and fucking bullshit like that, signing permits and fucking bollocks. Anyway, here you had a clothes peg with like a symbol on it. Mine was the lighthouse with a picture on it. Mine was a lighthouse, and you had like a mattress with the lighthouse on it as well, because you were made to go for a little nap in the afternoon when you went there all day. I think you started there fucking... I can remember even going to visit this place. And when I went there, my first ever friend, because I weren't allowed to play with him, me and him were throwing stones over the top of my fucking house, trying to throw stones over the house, and he threw a fucking stone and he smashed my fucking nan's window, which was like the worst fucking possible thing that you could possibly do to me as a child, because my nan was a fucker and strict as fuck. And he chipped off and I weren't allowed to play with him. And I remember coming here and he was there playing, and I remember being so excited to come here because he was here. And that's little D. His name's Darren Keane. I don't care anymore. I'm not here to fucking worry about it. I'll tell you the fucking story as it is. What's gone, what's not, I couldn't give a fuck. I'm not here to fucking worry about upsetting people. I couldn't give a fuck about you, you little fucking cunts. Anyway, or I do and I don't mix it up. But anyway, and I think my best mate, and there was a black kid as well, Bobby Henry. He was here because they were a year older than me, and he was here, another kid that we used to play out with. I I can't remember my best mate Dad being here. Anthony. And I can't remember him being here. I think because he was 2 years older than me, so that I don't think he was here when I came. I can remember Bobby and Darren being here, and just remember being so excited that I could fucking... They were here, but when I fucking got here, they weren't here, they'd gone. I remember being fucking heartbroken that they weren't here. And here, we used to fucking go out the back, and you'd knock they had plums out the back, plum trees, and they had like a fucking little thing with fucking rabbits, like a fucking little shed with rabbits and fucking guinea pigs and that, and you were allowed to take them home, because it's the schools that started getting people to want fucking pets, because they lend you the pets. And because this was, and I remember I had a rabbit and shit, but my mum reckons someone nicked the rabbit, but I've got a funny feeling that fucking, well, someone may have nicked it, or my mum was too tight to fucking pay for the food, who knows. But anyway, yeah, so this was where I first went to school. This is my nursery school. I'm going to drive up the road a bit more. None of this here, by the way, none of this here was here when I first moved. This was all new, this whole estate. None of that existed. So when I was first born, when I was a young kid, I reckon, it was after my nan had died. There's a Sainsbury's up there. They started building the fucking Sainsbury's. Well, I can actually. I've just thought about it. Down there, up by the fucking... I actually went there. I can remember even going for mums and tots. I've got... For some reason, I remember fucking certain things. But anyway, I'll give you the guided so you can see how close it all is. I'll talk about things... I'll talk about places as a thing. I've already made videos about Warden Hills. So I live next to Warden Hills. It's where I fucking played as a kid, went sledging as a kid. So, you know, I'm gonna give an honest and blunt thing. Whether it gets all out in this video, I don't know. I'm gonna make a load of videos and then that's it, and then I've done it. It's done, you know what I mean? And I know in myself that I've done everything that I possibly can do. Right, so I don't know if you can fucking see that with the fucking thing. That's the name of the place, Links Way. I'm gonna talk about this as I drive through. So this is the start here, and you got right, so you got a few houses here. One actually looks very the fucking same as when I was a fucking kid, where a geezer called Ollie Ayres used to live, and his fucking brother called Sasha. Sasha was a fucking bit of a fucking, was just like a spastic, like a dumbed down fucking Mongo fucking kid. And they lived there with his fucking nan and fucking, I think they caught Ollie wanking in the fucking Ollie was caught wanking and with the curtains open and that there. And just on the first house, number one, That was a family. That was a family there. I knew them from my nan knew the lady. We knew her from church, and they'd adopted like two. They were white, and they'd adopted like two little black boys, twins, and they were like my little mates. And I remember as a kid, like my mum, I was just like, I would ask questions, and my mum said, well, they don't have a mum and dad. And I remember thinking as a child, like, wow, man, that's like bad. Like, I haven't got a dad, but at least, you know, at that time, imagine not even having a mum. Like, but they had a great fucking mum and dad. We were in there one day. We was all in there fucking watching fucking, because there was they had a daughter, Tolly, and then they'd adopted like two little black kids. I think John Hartson stayed in that house from who played for Luton. And we were all in there watching fucking Cape Fear, I think, one day, and fucking, you know, great entertainment for fucking children, Cape Fear, about a fucking bloke who fucking batters, rapes women, you know, bites chunks out of their faces, you know, great entertainment for fucking children. So this is what I'm saying, like, you got to look at what people in society are allowing their kids. Now they were religious. I knew them, like I said, I knew my nan used to speak to her, and I remember they were like my little mates. They were younger than me, Marcus and Malcolm, and I made sure, like, no, everyone knew who they were, like, you know what I mean? Like, these are my little mates, Malcolm and fucking Marcus, and you make sure that no one fucking bullies them, does anything to them. And they had like the biggest muscles, man. I'm telling you, like massive fucking biceps, like for young little kids. Like, I just get your muscles out, show these your fucking muscles. And they had like the biggest fucking muscles that you could possibly believe for like little kids, man. I don't, you know, just massive muscles. But yeah, they were adopted by them, and you know, I think they had you know, they were, yeah. What I was saying was that we were watching fucking Cape Fear, and my best mate was sat on a fucking, Kieran was sat on a fucking table, and he fucking, a glass one, and he went through it, and it smashed the fucking table, went through the fucking glass table, and we were all like, oh my fucking god, like, fuck, we're gonna get fucking bollocked here, like, fucking hell. And the mum just came in and was like, oh, don't worry about that, it's only a table, don't worry about it. And it was nothing. She didn't shout, she didn't fucking, weren't upset. It was just, you know, that's an accident in other people's houses. You would have all been bollocked and fucked out the door, like, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's just, well, I'm just sort of reminiscing as I'm fucking driving through here. You drive down there, actually. Get out. Right. Oh, you cunt. Have I just done that? Anyway, I was just thinking about, I've just got my fucking license plate into the fucking thing. What does that matter? I don't know. Doesn't really matter, does it? But anyway, who cares? These are the flats. These are the flats here of Links Way. You could get in these when we were kids, and basically we slept on the fucking steps, me and fucking Jason, who lived opposite me. We was meant to be staying out. We snuck out. We said we were staying around the twins' house. Some girls, Michelle and Cherie, and basically I've just noticed my camera jitter then, like it jittered, and it did this. I noticed this on a fucking other fucking thing. What that's about, I don't know, but it never did that before. Anyway, yeah, so we'd said we were staying around there, and we'd gone to Exodus, and this was when it was, I think I was fucking, this was the second time. I'd already been to Exodus when I was 11 or 12, and this was the second time I went, and this was at H-Plan. There was like a little shop opposite it that the story was it opened up, it was going to go bust, and then Exodus that night saved the shop. But basically they had metal detectors on that rave, and it was fucking very hard to get in there. The queue outside was massive, and it went on, and that rave ended up on fucking Sky News. And my best mate Dad, Anthony, he was on there, and some girl I knew as well, Natalie, she was on there as well. They both ended up fucking on Sky News. But yeah, we ended up, a load of people smashed the windows. So we smashed all the fucking windows, and everyone was jumping through the windows of the warehouse, and fucking Biggs come fucking running through. Go Squeak, you get the fuck out, you don't even fucking pay, you fucking get the fuck out. And he went mad, and everyone then come jumping back out the windows. I think in the end we didn't even bother going in, because I think we were waiting for like fucking 5 hours. Blakely, who was fucking driving, he didn't want to fucking stay there anymore. He was in the back of the Beetle. I think it was the Beetle. He had a Beetle or a fucking van where when I was a kid we used to fucking sit in it and get bun out, man. Bun out. But yeah, no one's looking, so I can't really offend anyone, and I don't really give a fuck anymore, you know what I mean? This is it now. This is the last hurrah that I'm going to be fucking doing, and then a collection of fucking videos. If they don't get up, I'm going to fucking just start doing people in, because I can't really be fucking bothered anymore. I'm sick of it all. The world's a changing place. It's changing rapidly around your fucking ears, so you know what I mean. You've got to do something. Those that die in battle go to the All-Father. Those that fucking don't, rot in hell. That was the wall. That's where our rope swing used to be, where I've made a video before, and we used to swing out onto the road here. See, not a lot's changed. The trees, there was trees around here. It was quite green, like for a council estate, but you know, because it is literally, it's all terraced housing. or mainly terraced housing. You have the odd fucking, but look, you still got fucking, still mattresses and shit around on the floor. Like when I was a kid, we'd all be walking across the fucking estate fucking carrying fucking mattresses and shit like that for our dens. We had I've been over it, we had a den there, straw den that fucking, and this was where that's where little D, Darren, and big D, Danny, lived. They had like a fucking, their dad worked for Fitzpatrick's. He had they were Irish. He had like a fucking Fitzpatrick's van and that. We used to all fucking be on there fucking climbing all over it, and he'd drive around the fucking, bomb round the estate with all of us on the back doing fucking skids and shit like that. I'm not sure that garage existed. There was no garage there when I was a kid. At least I don't remember the garage. Let me just get out. Park in the park. All the paving like is exactly the same as it was. Go into this paving and shit maybe. So all the brick paving, all the footpaths are the same. Like it says well, it wasn't. It was rougher. It was a lot rougher than this when I was a kid. It looked rougher. There was like cars dumped, burnt out and shit. But this here was all trees, so this bit, just what I've just shown you as I'm coming into the park, that was all trees. We had a den in there as well. So the swings have changed, the park itself has changed, but you had a few swings here, a slide, a roundabout that we used to fucking, the swings would get burnt, smashed up, be on them doing mad shit, smoking, drinking, fucking taking drugs, whatever. Down there we had a pavilion, we broke into the pavilion, we used to climb on top of it all the time. We broke into that, had a little rave and that. Down there's like a bowling green that we used to fucking climb over, and fucking, it was like Wembley turf on the bowling green for all the old people to play bowls, and we'd fucking climb up, jump over the fucking fence and play football. It was like being on Wembley, you know what I mean? Fucking and smash it all up. David Pleat, the Luton manager, lived next to that. And he was always fucking coming out, going screaming and fucking shouting. You know, David Pleat, the one who goes with fucking street prostitutes. Was he Tottenham manager as well? I don't know, I can't remember now. Who cares what fucking manager he was? He was Luton manager a couple of times and he got caught curb crawling. But he lived in a bungalow there. You see, it's all like high fucking fences and that here. In that park, there was like the fucking, quite a lot happened in that fucking park actually. There was loads of fucking shit that happened in that park. We had fight with the fucking cricket players. The Italian geezer Luigi fucking punched one Sikh geezer and that, and knocked his fucking turban off his head because they played cricket while we were playing football. And you weren't, because it's quite round this bit, round this estate is rich. It's quite rich little area. So this estate here was just had like a gang, because what they, I've been over it. So not a gang, a posse. So basically, what you had was like literally fucking, they stick all the fucking young mums here. So you literally have like a massive fucking posse of fucking kids, like literally nearly every, and that's what, when I've come up here before, that's what's missing now. There's no kids. This place now costs fucking, to rent up here costs like fucking, oh, I saw it years ago, was like £1,200 to fucking rent a fucking house. And it's like, well, my mum and that, they were gifted houses, so they're given houses. And they fucking was about £45 fucking a week or something they'd pay, but my mum and that never paid it because they were on the fucking fiddle. Most people, and I just want to get to this, are on the fiddle. So for, you know, some people are, and there's like two tier of council, on a council estate. So you have people that just have a cheap house and they're working, so they're better off than some of the, and some just get free houses. While others are on the dole and poor. So fucking hell, I'm not gonna get out of there. Like a lot of the people I hung around, they, you know, they had nice trainers, nice clothes, they got money in their pocket. Some of us didn't, some of us did. But you always need more than what you're given. Right, that house there, we terrorised that fucking house. Terrorised it. We knock up ginger, throwing stones at the fucking window. There was a fucking geezer there who walked around like this with his head up in the air like that. Stargazer, we called him. And his mum was hunchback, like fucking, he had an older brother. There was Stargazer, he was a Mongo. His brother was a Mongo who was a bit older than him, Alistair. And like, he was 20 odd years of age, still walking around, hanging around the streets and shit like that. And their mum was like a hunchback, and you'd throw things and she'd come out and go, "What are you doing, you little buggers?" We'd go, "Okie dokie," because they were called Richard Oakley. So we, "Okie dokie." And we'd fucking throw stones at their fucking houses and everything like that. And we'd fucking always fucking knock up ginger and that. So that was Little D's and Big D's house. This house here was a geezer called Troy's, my mate. That was Little D's house, sorry, that one, and Big D. And this was a geezer called Troy's house. And Troy was well off, like proper well off. Like, he had a fucking Jag and shit like that. You know, he's always on holiday in fucking abroad. Like, he was always in fucking Portugal, and fucking, he had the best of everything. His dad was a villain. His dad was an old villain. But you know, he suffered as well. He's both their parents and his parents, they were alcoholics. Where I was, where the flats were, there was this older woman, Sylvia, and that, they were alcoholics. They were always in the fucking park, drunk all the fucking time. So this is the front. That was Little D's, and that's house there. It's different now. There's paving on the driveway. There's There's little Dee's house and Troy's house on the front. There's different now. They used to have like a plant on their fucking garden that if you put the leaves across your fucking, like a grass thing with like, that was like a saw, and if you fucking went like that on your fucking hand, it would like cut yourself. And one day we all, just as kids, like, wow, look, that cuts you, and you cut yourself on the fucking plants because you're off the fucking head, you fucking kids. But anyway, let me. So here was that's my best mate arch enemy's fucking house. No ball games, because we play ball games here all the time. So it is still like Links Way with shit dumped everywhere. Block paving everywhere. Down there was the back of that's the back of my best mate Dad's house. It's all walls, fences, terraced housing. Next to my best mate arch enemy's house. Next to that was another house that got fucking terrorised by us kids. Nina Howe, flea bags. We used to fucking throw shit at their fucking house, knock up Ginger, call them fucking flea bags, fucking terrorise them. This house here, that was Owen's house, the local drug dealer. And that was my house down the bottom there, 81 Links Way. Here, hit this house here was Ulysses, teeth like toenails. She lived there, Ulysses lived there, teeth like toenails. She had fucking like rotten teeth, man, with black bits and that all in them. So she was known as, her name was Eunice. It was my mum's friend. She beat my mum up, actually. That's who I lied about when I was a kid. And my mum and her, I lied that she hit me. And my mum and her ended up having a fight outside the fucking school at the school gates. She beat my mum up. That's because I lied, and then so that's why I sort of didn't lie that much anymore. Yeah, so that's it. Tiny little fucking estate, yet there was about 30, 40 fucking kids here, like massive gang. Bossy. Down there where I've just shown you was a woman called Alice. She had a fucking little kid who come outside in the fucking street with a fucking vibrator. He's going pshum pshum, thought it was a gun. He's playing fucking gun with a fucking giant fucking vibrator. The police used to be up here every day. They used to come and do a fucking patrol up here every day, because there was literally like fucking, some days you'd have 20, 30 kids all playing Kirby. We'd all be playing fucking Kirby. We'd all be, we were up to no, well, not up to no good. We're just kids with nothing to do in a fucking prison. Not a lot of money. So some have money for a few sweets. They've got fucking what you call designer trainers on. Some don't. Some don't have fuck all like that. So, you know, there's a little bit of a two-tier thing. Some had food. Some didn't really have a lot of food. Most had food. I didn't have a lot of food. And then you come, it's private again. So my first ever job, geez, I can't remember which fucking house it was. That one. That was my first ever job. I worked for a geezer who lived in that house there as a bricklayer. Well, I started as a hod carrier, and then I was a bricklayer. But this is all private, so this is all a bit nicer. So what Luton is basically nearly a giant council estate. So that's housing association. But I think they built that because I don't know whether they built that as a council bit, like a housing association bit, and then they built all out the back of my house. So this is old. So this was here when they built Links Way. So obviously then we terrorise all this area, and like as I pointed out before, they were the people the older kids that I knew were a crime wave around this entire area, robbing, burgling, doing cars in. Oh fucking hell, I've got a fucking car up my arse. But anyway, this shop here, I just want to talk about that shop there. So that shop used to be a fucking Joe Dacky shop, or an Indian shop, Wigwam. There was a kid there called Sheeram, and we called him Wigwam. You know, all the racism was terrible, man. Anyway, we called him Wigwam. But we used to rob that shop, like rob it blind. So what you'd do, it'd be literally about 30 fucking kids, and we'd run in there and just chuck all the fucking, everyone would be trucking drink in your fucking, in their fucking pockets and that, and then we'd chip out and fucking go and get pissed. But yeah, this is all. So it's all quite nice. It's quite a nice area around that little estate, which is why they do it. This is why you have a two-tier society, and how they use the poor in crime waves. Because you're taught as kids, you're basically taught as kids about crime. So you get ideas from watching things like The Bill, all the TV programs. They're basically giving you ideas on how you obtain money. Mugging, robbing cars, burgling houses. So they're telling you about all of that, and it gives children all the ideas that they need to get money. And you need money for drink, cigarettes and drugs. And most of those fucking Joe Dacky they were Indian shops, but you called them as a child, the local fucking packy shop, was basically they would sell alcohol and cigarettes to all the children. And they'd sell them in singles as well. So children could afford them. And you'd always get the death cigarettes. It's sold in singles, you know what I mean? like red band. So you'd always get the deaf fucking super strong Dunhill, you know what I mean, like the crap cigarettes sold in singles, you know what I mean, that burnt your fucking face off when you fucking smoked them. So this here is the other side of the park, basically. Lancaster Park, that's called. Lancaster Park. So there's the pavilion there. So we were basically, let me drive up there. So we were basically fucking, because I need a piss. We basically were fucking, so that was David Pleat's house there. That's his bungalow. This was Lancaster Park. Fucking hell, am I going to get under that? You had like there private tennis courts, and then there you have, that was David Pleat's house, Lancaster Park. The roof now, that shot. Yeah, fuck knows, that all that shit on top of the roof there. We used to climb on that roof as kids. We'd always be on top of that roof. I need a piss. Yeah, so that was David Pleat's house. Ooh. And this, while I'm having a piss, was the bowling green. But the trees were much higher, so you have fences, spikes everywhere you go, because the children aren't being looked after properly. The children of society aren't being looked after properly because you have mongo spastic fucking parents, either lazy sitting inside their houses watching fucking TV all fucking day, reading books, masturbating, shoving dildos up them fucking selves on Facebook. Their life is more important than their fucking kids, or they're at work and it's childminders, or they're forced to stay inside, which sometimes is even fucking worse. So you are semi-feral, like, so, you know. But if you look around everywhere is gates, and they use the kids to do all of this because you've got to protect yourself against the children, because the children commit crime. So them shops just down there that I've just shown you, basically that was where I first ever did shoplifting, was in there. I nicked a load of stuff and my mum caught me and I was made to go in there and apologise and that. I nicked a load of rubbers, sweets, things like that. Links Way, where I've just shown you, there's no kids there now. When I was a kid at this time of day on a fucking Sunday, the entire streets would be full of kids all playing out on their scooters, on their fucking go-karts, making dens, fucking causing trouble, playing Kirby, doing whatever, and there was noise, like music coming out of all the fucking houses and shit. I didn't go over all the fucking houses. There was an Irish family there. In this park, some fucking Pakistanis came down because one of them had headbutted fucking Karum, a Pakistani called Karum, and they'd come down to fucking do him. His brother Seamus walked into the fucking park with a couple of fucking mini little sledgehammers and was like, "You come on in, you fucking little cunts," and then they chipped off. Because that's the way we fucking roll down here, I'm afraid. You know what I mean? I can only go off on that street that I've just driven down, the main one. You know what I mean? I've seen fucking people, geezers come running down the road with pickaxe handles, smashing up my fucking mate. Little D had beat this geezer up. Mark Foley, who was the twins' uncle, he was another alcoholic. He'd come into my house, was fucking hitting me, punching me in the head like rough. My nana told him to leave me alone. I'd gone out the house. I jumped in the van up the top, Blakely's van, and we were in there fucking smoking joints and shit. And he come up to the van. Little D, he started then. Little D, Big D, Danny, has gone, "Right, fuck you, you cunt," and fucking headbutted him, done him in, and they're on the floor. And little Big D, Danny, was still at school. He's battered him. He's fucking run up the road and got a pickaxe handle and come running down the road. Now, when I was a kid, I used to fucking have this big knife, because my best mate dad, his dad, when I was a kid, his dad, we were at his house, my mum and that there, I think they were drinking one night, and fucking his dad had fucking come and smashed all the front door in, was booting down the door trying to get in the house, and we had to chip out the fucking back. So I'm around like violent males, like fucking dangerous fucking people. You're running out of houses because you're fucking petrified. Like, this is at 4 or 5 years of age. Me and him were bonded after that. He come down here, he's mixed race. He's come down here, in this park, he's chased the geezer around the fuck, I've been over it, chased him around the park, battered him with baseball bats. You know, loads of shit's gone on in here. This was where I grew up. This is my fucking hunting ground, whatever you want to call it. Up there in the park, we had a fucking a gat gun. We were fucking hiding, and where I showed you like that arches, there's like a riding studio up there, and we're hiding in the bushes. We shot this fucking woman rider who's got like jodhpurs on, so the gat gun caned her fucking legs up and all of that. But yeah, you smoking joints in the park, drinking beer. They'd all be fucking, they took trips and everything like that. So yeah, and yeah, the geezer's fucking dad out the fucking thing. He was meant to, this was where I first ever started fucking. And by the way, yeah, the geezer who got hit, his uncle fucking murdered the fucking woman outside fucking up at fucking Ritz's in Dunstable. He got done for the murder of that. He'd been released on prison for day release, and fucking come out and fucking raped and murdered some fucking woman that he'd met in a nightclub. So that was, you know what I mean, it's just fucked up. Anyway, his old man was meant to be a big bad fucking hard man, and he's this is the difference between someone who's meant to be hard and a complete fucking psychopath, and I'm fucking certain of this. His boy had just been, and this is where I'm thinking to myself, I don't give a fuck about your reputation. Reputation of you know, is nothing, you know, always well hard. His boy had just been hit with a fucking pickaxe handle. I've run and got this fucking giant knife that's about fucking a foot long, and I'm going to go and stab the fuck out of him, because in my head I'd been planning for that moment, because we'd always talk about it when we were kids, about the big bad men coming. What are you going to do if a bad man came? I'd do this, I'd do that. And this knife, I used to, every day I'd wake up and open the drawer and put the knife at the top of the drawer, because we just had a load of shit thrown in the drawer, and I'd practice stabbing people. It was my sword basically. And I'd just gone into autopilot on that day when that geezer come running down the road with the fucking pickaxe handle. I've got the knife, I'm running up the road, and my nan caught me doing it, and she's fucking, not my nan who I grew up with, my stepdad's mum, and she'd fucking stopped it. This geezer's run up the road. Anyway, his son's come round the corner with the pickaxe handle, and he's got the pickaxe somehow, and he's come running up. Somehow someone's got the pickaxe off this geezer, and he's come running up the road with the pickaxe in his hand, and I'm wanting him to murder this geezer. I'm expecting him to be smacking the fuck out of this cunt with the pickaxe, and he started kicking him in the legs. And I remember just thinking, what the fuck is going on here? Big D's just give this geezer a proper good hiding, and this geezer's smacked your son up with a fucking pickaxe handle, and you're kicking him in the legs. And he didn't even raise the pickaxe handle in anger once, like I would have done that geezer. I would have turned, if that was my son, I would have turned that geezer to mush. A pile of mush. I wouldn't imagine what I would have done. And if I would have been able to use my brain quick enough in that moment of anger, I would have broke the geezer's legs with the pickaxe handle at least. That's a fact. There's no other way out of that I could ever think of. If some geezer had hit my fucking kid. At that time, I think I was fucking 11, 12. You know what I mean? If someone, and so he was about 14, his boy, if someone would have done that to my boy at that age, I would literally have turned that person to a pile of mush with that pickaxe handle. A pile of mush. I hate to think what would have fucking happened. A pile of mush. A pile of mush. Anyway, that was when I first started. Yeah, all right, mate, you ain't fucking that hard, you fucking prick. You know what I mean? You ain't that deadly. You nothing. Because I would have turned him to mush. And that was when I first started looking at, oh yeah, well, he's meant to be well hard. I don't think he is. Anyway, that's how fucked up the world is round. This is where I grew up. I can't help where I'm born and what I've seen, witnessed, and the people who influence me. I learn off the older kids, I'm afraid. Big D, Danny, he fought men. He started battering men. When I was 16 years of age, I'm knocking men out. No different to Big D. He did it with the head. I did it with the head. You learn off your environment. People come to where you live. Get your fucking tools out. Get your fucking tools out. You know what I mean? You think you can come to our manor? You think you can come up where we live and think you're going to do that? Two sledgehammers. I ran out the back of mine with two stool legs. I can't help that. I can't help where I was born, where I was fucking born up, and the way I fucking learnt to live. They're the rules. I don't make the fucking rules. Anyway, let's carry on the fucking tour. This, by the way, my estate, Links Way, was actually like a fucking... You had loads of fucking different posses, man, that would come up here. So you had fucking the Rumfold posse. We were the Links Way Massive, yeah. You had the Rumfold posse. You had fucking loads of black people coming up there, big black gangs from fucking, who would see my best mate, and they were from some of them were from Rumfold. They'd be up there. You had Jason's big brother Des. You had all his fucking mates and everything that would come up there as well, which were another big fucking gang. So this was when, back in the day when you were a kid and you had a fucking army, like, or a posse or whatever. Yeah. That used to be another, what you'd call a packy shop back in the day, you know, when people were racist. I'm not racist, you know what I mean, but I'm not really sure how shortening the word Pakistani to packy is actually fucking racist. But anyway, if it is racist, I'm just making the points about what was happened, because this is the fictional story of El Capitan. None of this has happened. I'm the fucking Mad Hatter, and this is all for the fictional tale of fucking the Exampla. Fuck is that? Got a warning light on. Bollocks, man. Anyway, really. This is the holy pilgrimage. Just made the holy pilgrimage to the church of the Holy St. John Rambo, the Methodist Church. Is there any method to the Mad Hatter's madness? We'll see yet. I've just got a warning light come on in my fucking motor that I've just fucking noticed. And I had a bit of a problem with the fucking battery or something yesterday, so maybe it's that, maybe it's not, I don't know. But anyway. So that's pissing me off because that's going to cost me a fucking fortune. It's never ending at the minute. It's involving this fucking motor. They're just more fucking hassle than they're fucking worth, man. Cost me an extra fucking £1,000 on the fucking insurance. It's costing me a fucking lot of money, and now I've got a fucking warning light coming on. That's giving me the fucking hump. I took it to the fucking place for the battery yesterday and they fucking told me that the battery was okay and to take it for a big drive, but I've just taken it for a big fucking drive. So now I've got to try and get it into somewhere as well. Winding me up. And I've just been parking my fucking car somewhere where I'm not with it all fucking day for the first time since I've fucking owned the cunt. So I've been having to fucking drive a fucking van. So, you know, that's giving me the fucking hump. Drive down there anymore. You fucking can't drive down anywhere anymore. Fucking hell. That's Grassmere Nursery again. Just down here. Cunt. It's pissing me off about that fucking thing. I hate anything. I hate cars. I hate anything to do with them. That's the boater, Green King, where I was made. So now, there's not a lot of distance in it, but This here, I'm back at St John's Methodist Church. So this is where, as a kid, this is where I went to fucking Boys Brigade. Which here was like, this was for like kids, like poor kids. We were from Links Way, Rumfold and Marsh Farm. Kids from those three areas, from around this little area, this is where we went as kids, because it was dirt cheap, cheaper than Cubs. Fucking 30p I think you paid, or 15p or something like that to go there. Everyone had second-hand fucking Boys Brigade uniform on, rips, you know what I mean, but you looked like the army, you looked like you were an army. That was made up of black and white kids. My best mate, arch enemy, he's mixed race. There was quite a lot of mixed race kids and a few black families. Not many black, they were black parents, but mixed race children on my estate. There was a few, actually there was a couple of black fucking families on there as well. There was a black family that lived up on the main road. Hang on, I'm being looked at here because it's complicated for people when they come into a fucking car park, but whatever. Yeah, so there's a mix of black and fucking white kids here. A melting pot between Rumfold, Links Way and Marsh Farm. We broke into a house just across the road, one of these big houses on the A6, they're massive houses. We broke into a house there and had a party in there as well, which the police stopped, and that was then when we moved up and broke into the pavilion down there and had a party and set the decks up in there. So yeah, it was like two fucking, so yeah, this is all fucking quite nice houses.